Being accurate with a pistol is not that hard. You just need to stop making these 5 common mistakes that new shooters are making. Stop all 5 of these, or just a couple of them, your accuracy will improve, I guarantee. Number 1 mistake I see most shooters doing is getting a crazy hard gorilla grip on the firearm, trying to control the recoil. You can't control recoil, guys. You've got to manage it. And managing a recoil doesn't come from a gorilla grip. It comes from a controlled grip. And that is actually 60-40. Your dominant hand will be about 40%. Your non-dominant hand will be about 60%. We got to make sure that we're high on the tang, get the gun deep embedded into our hand, make sure our thumbs are forward on the gun itself, and make sure we got a good, decent grip. Little bit of drive with your chest muscles, gentlemen. Ladies, use the push and pull method, and recoil will be a thing of the past. Number 2 I see most students do is some kind of anticipation. This is actually you flinching prior to the shot, trying to maybe put a little bit more oomph on the firearm to stop muzzle flip. Again, a proper grip with good 60-40 split will control anticipation as much as possible. What we're looking to do, guys, is just press the trigger until the weapon fires. When you are actually pulling the trigger, theirs becomes the problem, because most of the time we're anticipating the recoil, so we're flinching up. Accuracy really, guys, is manipulation of the pistol. If we can keep our sights aligned or during and after the shot, we'll be more accurate, and it takes us controlling the weapon to do that. Number 3, guys, I see is wrong trigger finger placement. And what we try to do as much as possible is use the tip of our finger, not our crease. The more crease we put in the weapon, the more chances that we are going to push the gun off to the left if you're a right-handed student. If you're a left-handed student, be to the right. When we do what's called trigger travel or trigger drift, is when we're putting our finger into the gun as we engage the trigger. We're trying to use our trigger finger as control as well. We want to remember that our thumbs and our trigger finger are mostly along for the ride. The trigger press is so important for us. The more we can use the press to pull it back, the better we're going to be. So, John, what is the difference between a trigger pull and a trigger press? I'll give you an example for you to understand mostly, and it has to do with a scale. If we had a scale in our hands and we had 5 pounds on one side, and I dropped 5 pounds on this side from any distance, I'm going to delodge the other 5 pounds, probably make it fall off. That's what would be considered a pull. But if I were to take the bag and open it up and begin to pour it on the high side of the scale, once the scale got level, that would be a press. And that's kind of what we're looking for. So here's a trick for you to get a good trigger press, is count down a cadence if you want to, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, or spell the word press, P-R-E-S-S, and as you're doing that, apply pressure to the trigger, P-R-E-S-S, and somewhere on that last S, the weapon should fire. Obviously, in a defensive situation, we're not going to be doing that, but in an accuracy situation, we need to get a control of the weapon, and controlling the trigger pull versus the trigger press will give us more accuracy as well. Number 4 I see mostly is aiming instead of focusing. Now, this is something I've been doing it for a long time myself, and I switched a while back, and I'm front sight focused more, and it's increasing my accuracy triple fold. And what this means, and I want you to be able to see it, so it's pretty simple for you. If you focus on anything in the room as the target, like a light switch, and you put your finger out in front of you, if you focus on the light switch and have your finger in front of you, your focus will stay clear on the light switch. I'm using the camera, obviously. But if I change my focus to my front finger now the camera is blurry, and this is considered front sight focus. And this is gonna make you more consistent without having those crazy drift shots to the right, to the left, up and down, because now we're focusing on our front post. The vision of a proper sight picture and sight alignment, the sight picture is your target should be a tad blurry, your back post should be a tad blurry, and your front post should be crystal clear. Do this and you'll increase your accuracy very quickly. This will help you to shoot with both eyes open. I think that's one of the challenges for most new students, is trying to figure out which is this eye, what do I do, how do I do it? And technically 2 o'clock in the morning, you're not closing an eye, you're not pop-eyeing at anybody, you're gonna have both eyes wide open. So front sight focus or figuring out that proper aiming is going to help you out tremendously. Mistake number 5 is rushing the shots. Internally, we have a monster inside of us. It most likely doesn't like the recoil. It doesn't like the bang. This is what's causing the anticipation. This was causing a lot of your inaccuracy. So it's screaming its head off, pull the trigger, as loud as it can. And then you pull the trigger. Well, when you pull the trigger, guess what happens? You manipulate your front post. And manipulating your front post causes inaccuracy. If you want to be accurate with a pistol, you need to stop these 5 common mistakes. Guys, listen, I'm John, the firearms instructor, and I specialize in you. I put together programs and ebooks and YouTube video and Facebook and all this stuff to motivate, educate, and entertain you. And if you're new to shooting, let me help you by having you get into one of our courses. We have our masterclass coming up the first Monday in December. It's going to take a new student from 0 to hero in 4 weeks. You will master your handgun in 4 weeks. It's a good class for a new student. It's a good class for a student who's starting over again. You don't need to be an expert marksman. Matter of fact, it's best off you're not an expert marksman, because we're going to help you with grip and stance and trigger control and sight picture and sight alignment. We're going to put the whole program together for you. It's done throughout the United States. It's a webinar style. You get to work with me for 4 weeks. We give you a target a week. We give you a PowerPoint presentation. We give you the fundamentals each week, what I want you to learn. You have to go to your local range, shoot 50 rounds, and start getting accurate with your pistol. Put together a lot of programs to help new shooters just like you become more accurate with a pistol. One of the challenges of most students is they don't know what they're doing wrong. So the masterclass, that's one we got coming up December the 1st. That's a Monday night at 7 p.m. 4 consecutive weeks. We have webinars for that, and it helps you understand the accuracy, the grip, the stance, the trigger control, the sight picture, and gives you drills each week to help you focus on what you need to do. If you are local and want to join the masterclass, when you come to do your homework, there is no cost for range time for us. We let you come and shoot with us. If you are on the internet and want to do this, because we've done this coast to coast many times, all you have to do is be able to get to the range once a week and shoot 50 rounds and then turn in your target for me to evaluate. You get all of that 4 weeks for only $89. That is a steal, ladies and gentlemen. You get to work with me in those 4 weeks to improve your accuracy. If you're interested in signing up, there'll be a link in the descriptions down below We're only taking 20 students in this next one. You're going to start out 26 more accurate than you ever have been. Guys, if you haven't got one of our ebooks, you need to check out our ebooks down below. What are they about? They're about grip and stance and trigger control and sight picture and sight alignment. Guys, as a firearms instructor who specializes in you, I want to give you everything I can to educate, motivate, and entertain you. So if you found some value in this video today, I would ask you please to hit the bell icon, the like, and the subscribe button. And every time we upload a video just like this one, you will be the next to know. If you like these videos, guys, you're going to love the next one I got coming up. Stay tuned and watch it. Until next time, God bless.